Yes, sports fans. So my name is Death Dude, and I played Battlefield 4 competitively with Team Verta, and I really enjoy watching commentary videos on speedrunning, mainly because it's a game that I don't understand, but I know that there's a huge skill gap in them, and it's very interesting to see the insights in the player's mind. And so I've been asked by a couple people in RL to kind of give an explanation of what's going on in a competitive game. It's going to be kind of a long video, but I'm going to pause a lot and kind of explain what's going on. I'm just going to kind of treat it as if this is somebody watching it that doesn't know Battlefield really at all. If you do know Battlefield and you don't want to watch all of the basic introduction to Squad Obliteration, go ahead and skip to 337. That's when the actual video starts. So what I want to show in this video is an insight to competitive play. All the players in this round, both on Snow and Team Verta, are in the top 1% of all Battlefield 4 players, but mistakes happen, and I'll point out the big ones in this game. I mean, we're only human, and everybody screws up occasionally. I'm just trying to show good plays and bad plays, and actually I chose this video first because I actually make a huge mistake in this one. It probably costs us a bomb detonation, which is actually a good segue into explaining how Squad Obliteration works. So in Squad Obliteration, there's 2 teams of 5, and only 1 bomb spawns at a time on the map. Each team has 3 MCOM stations, and the goal is to destroy 2 of the enemy's MCOMs. The winner is the first to 2, or the one with the most at the end of the round time. In this game mode, you can damage teammates, so friendly fire is on. Certain weapons are banned, and spawning in this game is very important. You can actually spawn on any of your teammates at any given time unless they are under fire or suppressed. So 1 person alive can result in a big spawn. This means that if your squad gets wiped, you have to spawn all the way back at your main spawn points, which usually means that the enemy gets to push into your territory. And I'll point that out as it happens in this game. There's a few times where it's actually pretty crucial. So what I've got on the screen right now are most of the callouts that we use for the map Siege of Shanghai. And I'm going to be showing an actual competitive match. This was filmed, I think, the very end of April in 2016, and it's going to be against Snow Gaming. So real quick before we start the actual video, I want to go into a little bit of the strategy on the opening positions for this. So I'll just real quick show a couple of animations on where players are supposed to go. So on the CN side, we have a player going to statue steps, we have somebody going to statue, one is going to pillars, one is going to semi, and then there's an audible position that can either push through paper to Reggie, or it can push water and look at rails. The CN side is a defending side and won't get the bomb first. On the flip side, we have somebody going to rails, we have somebody going to paper or Reggie, somebody going to Manny, somebody going to box, and then another audible position that really needs to pay attention to the callouts and the frags that occur. Now it's important to note that these are the positions that Team Verta takes, but they're also the positions that we expect the other teams to take, just from repetition, and also they make the most sense. In this commentary video, Team Verta is going to be playing on the US side, which is the south side on this picture, so we will be filling up the red X's as our positions. It might be a little confusing hearing me giving callouts in the game and also hearing my commentary, so I've decided that every time that I'm giving commentary, I'm going to put a little red dot on the upper left-hand side of the screen, and I'm also going to do a little pause button on the left side whenever I pause it.
That's not me.
Alright,
Yeah, no.
we're live, guys.
Okay,
So what we're doing right here is just spawn training. Since you can spawn on teammates and you spawn directly behind people, there's a certain pattern you can do to get the furthest distance back. It's a bit of a complicated pattern to explain. I think the easiest way to do it is just put a little picture in the bottom right. But basically, when the first player spawns, he has to have 2 people spawn on him, and then the 4th player can spawn on the 2nd player that spawned in. Also, you're only allowed 1 respawn per person per game, and so we use ours at the beginning just to get a little bit closer to the bomb. Also, Stoner, since I spawned directly behind you, next time angle yourself so that me behind you gets me the furthest to the point, because I could have gone a little to your right.
Whoa, what am I doing? I'm like glitching out.
It's probably because Panda's on top of you.
Oh yeah.
God damn it, Panda.
You know, just doing my business here.
So like I said, right off the bat, we're just going to fill up the positions. Shadow usually goes to paper. I normally go to Manny. Ghost will go to box. And then Panda and Stoner are going to switch between rails on audible. Yeah, go to rails. One's behind. Little known fact, you can break windows with medbags. I'm trying to do something kind of silly here. Put it down because I expect to be shot. I just want to see if somebody's at the statue. I didn't pick up the medbag though, which is pretty dumb. He's real lit on the right, Ghost. Since this guy's lit, I decided to push him. I expect that I can take him out, or Ghost can pick him up. Since I get him, I keep pushing. I think that there's going to be a guy on the pillars. There's not. Ghost makes a good call. I turn back. I see him.
Statue steps.
I'm watching your left side though.
35 on statue steps.
13 health. How did I miss that? 3v3 guys.
Taking your left though.
One out mid. Three left. If you guys can push highway, I'm gonna push with you.
I have a pretty shaky start here. This is just totally pro what I do here. What's important to know here is that friendly fire is on, so I can't shoot Panda because it'll kill her. So I'm expecting her to open the door, take a few shots, hit the guy, run out of ammo because I forgot to reload. Can't kill him. I'm just useless right here. Not a good play by me, but
Two pillar.
what I'm doing here is spamming tab. That just brings up the scoreboard. And the reason that I'm spamming it is, as you can see on the enemy team right now, there are 3 people up and 2 people down. Up, they're highlighted white. Down, they're kind of grayed out. And the scoreboard will not update if one of those players spawns in if I just hold tab. So by spamming it, I can see if people spawn in.
You're still in
Planning,
blue
planning.
container,
Behind
blue
you.
container, blue container.
Behind us.
Behind you.
He's
I'm
dead.
planning,
He's
I'm planning.
dead.
No, I'm down, I'm down, down.
1v1.
1v1. Last one's in blue crate. Last one's in blue crate.
Stay alive.
He's lit. He's lit.
One left.
2v1.
One. Push.
I got him.
Okay.
That's back spawn.
Damn it. Plan it,
So
plan
right there's a squad wipe, so we have plenty of time to plant. What I'm going to do is throw a smoke grenade. This blinks it because their spawn point is kind of near the back there, and I don't want them to shoot a rocket and get me while I'm planting. Now the MCOM is armed, so we have to defend it for 45 seconds before it blows up. And if you start defusing it, it will not blow up while you're defusing.
There's one on pillars already.
That's two. One going Manny and one pillar.
Which I had a good call out, telling that one went Manny. I got the guy at pillars, so I'm going to fall back and watch Manny. So this guy has a pretty good play. I just saw him run to the right side of the door for me, and that means he's probably going to loop around on my right. There's some boxes on the right side of the screen that almost protect me, but I know that I'm visible from that angle, so I try to position myself so that I'm not. In doing this, I'm not sure if he's going to pop out of the door or come out from my right, and sadly, as soon as I look right, he comes out the door, and I end up getting him, but a teammate spawned on him and I think picks me up.
One's pillars.
3v4.
One down.
Two in Manny. I got one in Manny. One's up. Still back at Manny.
He's pushing mid.
2v3 guys.
One, one,
2v3.
Mid.
Two mid.
2v4 now. Two of them are behind you at Manny.
I need rockets.
So there you just heard Shadow say he needs rockets, so I switched to engineer real quick and spawned on him. The goal is to have the engineer shoot rockets at the diffuser using smoke. But that was the mistake I was talking about earlier in this video. I didn't see the glass and I shot it. Rockets can't penetrate glass in this game, they detonate. So I ended up actually killing Shadow and probably costing us that defuse, which is, you know, serious at the time, kind of funny now.
There's a guy behind me shooting me too.
That's one back.
So on the respawn, we expect them to go to B because it's the easiest to get to for the other team. It's furthest away from our spawns. So I start smoking it out because I expect them to be on upper B. Starter made the call out, so they are up there. I'm going to have a nice little smoke right here. I want to bounce it off the pillar. I do.
I'm going step up.
I see the guy. I went up, step up, got one, get two, missed the third. Here's a slight mistake by Stoner. You just saw him run past me. He should have given me a 20 because we have 3 of them down, and we really need to hold upper B if we're going to defuse.
Down. Last one's choked. Last one is choked. Stoner, you're last.
I'm defusing.
Nice. Get
Stoner
out
got
of
the
it, get out of it.
defuse, and I spawn in on him. We get 2 of them, but there's still 1 or 2 up.
2v2.
Guys, he's up. Coming up. Step up.
Say
I really
alive,
couldn't
stay
do much
alive.
right here. I got a 20 revive, and then I saw 2 of them. You can't shoot for a second when you get revived, and your movement's kind of impaired. So they're gonna get the arm again, and we're gonna have to try to defuse. I'm coming up again. They're on upper B, so I want to smoke that area out. I want to pause for a second and look at how we're pushing. So we have 2 people coming from A to B, 2 people going through chairs, and 1 person going on water. This is a very good push because we cover a lot of area and we can still cover each other the entire time.
One's at Alpha.
One's already
step
dead.
up.
Step up.
Water down.
I got one to step up.
2 inside.
Behind you, the shadow or death.
I got him.
Good call up by Ghost there.
Still got
Coming back
still
up.
got
Just
behind,
1 more.
over Alpha. 4v3.
One down,
3
step up.
2
One
3
on
2.
one. One left. One left. He's
3v1,
A side. He's A side.
3v2.
Yeah, the last
Two A
one
side,
was
two A
A side.
side.
He's the guy that killed me. Shadow made the call.
3 A side.
One down A side. Another one's like
Two
empty.
Two left.
One down.
Got the fuse.
We get the defuse, and I think we get the wipe right here.
I got wipe.
Yeah, so now we can push into their territory pretty easily. They have to spawn all the way back at their main spawn, so there's no worries.
4v3.
But they can usually get up to right around Charlie by the time that we get there as well. So sure enough, I see them, and then I spot them on the map. Look at that 1 health. I'm going to pause it here real quick and just look at the way that we pushed. This was really good. We have a guy on highway, we have a guy on paper, we have 3 in the middle, and 1 guy's in front of the bomb. This was a very optimal way to push, and we actually end up converting this one, I think. Since I need to stop and let my health regen, let's just take a look at the map here. We can see 4 of the 5, and then the 5th guy shoots a rocket up from blood.
One's at pillars on the right.
I'll
Pillars
spawn
on
with
the right.
maps. 4v3, 4v3.
Shadow just said he's going to spawn with the maps. That's something that you can put down that will stop grenades and rockets coming in and killing our planter.
Here's a smoke.
I throw a smoke on the objective. The guy with the bomb should have gone and planted instead of chasing that.
One mid, one mid, one
One's
mid.
blue crate. Blue crate. I got 2 down. Blue crate.
One more,
Two left, two left.
blue crate, one more blue crate.
He's
Like I said, there's friendly fire in this. That's why that grenade kills me. I don't think that ghost meant to throw that nade there. There was nobody on map. He was trying to probably get it a little bit further in.
4v1, 4v1.
Ice cream down.
Wipe, wipe.
Once we get the wipe, we really need to set up our positions. So I'm going to go over the positions that we should be in really quick. We need 1 person on upper statue watching water. We need somebody on semi watching highway. We need to put somebody on upper eskies looking over towards blood. We need a guy in skinny. And we have an audible position that usually plays in blue crate or around that area, and he can go to highway or water depending which side the enemy pushes. This covers all possible approaches by the enemy, and with the audible callouts, we can really reinforce anywhere that they're coming from.
Who's on highway? Who's on highway?
So now let's take a look at our positions. I'm going to pause it here real quick, and you can see that they're pretty decent. There's 1 guy that's peeking out of skinny, so he's covering the water. There's 1 guy on cat in the blood area. I'm sort of in the audible position. One guy's kind of leaning over towards highway, and then there's another at pillars. I could rotate over to water here, but since somebody's already watching that, I'll rotate if they call it. And what you'll find out happens is they all pushed highway, we heard it, and so 3 of us are able to push that way.
Water's good.
Tell me if you need help on highway. It sounds like they're smoking.
They're going highway, highway. 2 guys highway. 3 guys highway. 4 guys. Oh god.
Spawn
2
shadow,
down,
spawn
2
shadow,
down highway.
spawn
2 down
shadow.
highway. Shadow, I'll spawn on you with. Don't risk death, dude.
Oh shit.
27 health.
2 down.
Bomb's
Shadow,
good,
you got
bomb's good.
3v3.
One more highway, one more. Pillar. He's going for bomb.
Since the
4v2
bomb's
right
going
now,
to
4v2.
detonate here, I choose to spawn
Wipe,
back
wipe,
to
wipe.
pick
You
up the
guys
next
stay up.
one.
I
That way the
back
team
spawn.
can stay
Stay up,
pushed
stay
up,
up.
especially in the spawns, not allowing the enemy to come into their own territory and giving us a pretty free bomb play. What I really have to do here is watch the map and listen to the callouts and know where the enemies are and which side to push for, because I don't know if I should go to A or B.
And this, I got 2 down in the secondary.
As soon as bomb spawns, I'm taking that.
So as bomb spawns, I choose to go towards our teammates where the 3 of them are, but I do ask Shadow if B is open to plant.
Shadow, am I good for Bravo instead?
He's lit. Down.
I wouldn't do it, but
Shadow says no, so I go over to
Okay,
Alpha.
one
blood,
alpha then.
one
Ghost
blood.
already in there. Go start pushing up to skinny.
Go for that.
I'm arming alpha. Hey, Stoner, come back and watch water. Go back and watch water.
One S.
So I give the guys the positions that they should go to. I know where I should go to. I'm going to be playing the audible
2 down,
position.
Planted.
one down, one
Panda's
down.
on
I mean.
Eskies. Panda's on Eskies.
stairs.
How are we on highway? Stoner, tell me if I need to rotate.
I'll rotate highway.
Down on Eskies.
Luckily, I'm
Behind
looking
us,
this
behind
way,
us,
and there's one guy
statue,
that
statue,
kind of
statue,
snuck
going down
behind us.
statue. Only
One
one up,
left,
guys.
one left. 2 left.
On stairs, on ghost. Other side of the ice cream room.
I'm just staying back, making sure nobody comes from water and comes from behind us.
And the
Callouts
ice cream
can do.
hallway, and the ice cream hallway.
And here I'm going to have to really check my shots because, again, friendly fire's on. Somebody runs in front of me, can't shoot.
One left.
But we get the wipe.
Wipe.
Nice.
I'm gonna go
And since the
stairs.
bombs only last for 45 seconds, I know that it
go
should
off.
go
It
off
should go
before
off.
anybody can get to it. So that's game.